Welcome to Overalls and Alibis, true crime and mysteries with a touch of country charm. Grab a rocking chair and listen closely, 'cause you'll never hear us repeating gossip. So you better listen close the first time.
Welcome. I just want to hang out a little bit and talk about this case about the sheriff that shot the judge in his chambers. Uh, Seeing there is some updates, and we're going to be looking at a channel called Hillbillycrime, and I believe, my understanding, she's local to the area, so she's going to have a good take on it, and we're going to watch her and talk about some of the updates and what we think, whether it'll make a difference or not, and hopefully get your feedback on what you think of this case. All right, y'all. Let's see. Let's start off by doing a disclaimer that um, this is, I guess, a warning that this is adult content because we're going to look at some of the chamber footage, and it could be definitely disturbing, especially to younger audiences. So if you have don't want to view that, I suggest you not watching it. So it's a viewer discretion is advised. All commentary is alleged in my opinion, just my thoughts, my opinions, and of course, everyone is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, and it's for entertainment purposes only. And we're using these clips under the Fair Use Act for commentary. And like I said, this channel is Hillbillycrime, which is a really good channel. You should go and sub up for sure. Let me see, what is my chat box isn't there anymore. Isn't that weird? I don't see my chat box. All right, well, we'll just keep going and figure it out. But let me turn on the screen share here. Yeah, I think that shows everything. Let's see if I can crop out a little bit more. We don't need all that extra stuff. We're going to just catch just the window here. There we go. All right, well, we're going to watch this and talk a little bit about it and see what you guys think. I'm going to mute my mic for a minute.
Freezing on us again. Sheesh, I hope not. Welcome to the show, you guys. This is Hillbilly Crime. My name is Elizabeth. Sweet Tater, I couldn't get a hold of her, so she's not going to be here unless she messages me or something. How is everybody? Everybody doing
I
good?
love her
Well,
accent.
we've had some updates, some big updates in the case of Mickey Steins and Judge Kevin Mullins here in Letcher County, Kentucky, which is where we are from. So yesterday, Mickey's defense attorneys, Jeremy Bartley and his wife, his beautiful wife, Carrie Bartley, they filed motions in the court for a dismissal, which I don't think would ever happen. I just don't see a technicality like what they're saying. They're saying that this prosecutor, Jackie Steele, who's from the Attorney General's office, failed to record one of his meetings with the grand jury who indicted Mickey. I've I've heard of cases being dismissed on technicalities, but not this high profile. So I don't think there's a chance in hell that that would ever happen.
But I wonder, do you think that this might be setting up an appeal? Because I know what appeals, are saying that something was done incorrectly in the trial. So are they setting up an option, an open door to have a leg to stand on in an appeal? Maybe that's it. But that's an interesting thing to try. You can't blame his attorneys for trying everything. And that's definitely a, something I wasn't expecting. And I guess it depends on the laws there if that is something that actually could. Could they get away with it? And the chihuahua's growling, so might have to mute. Okay, I'm going to change the speed just a little bit. And we're going to speed it up just a touch and see how that works.
Not with having a video showing what Mickey did. I just don't see it. But today, several people have sent me the video that was put out, and we're going to watch it. It's the extended version of the Chambers, just the Chambers camera, the one that everybody was wondering if people knew it was there. Yes, they all knew it was there. Everybody knew it was there. All right, now this was from the Courier Journal. They're the ones who put this out. And so we're going to watch it. There's no audio, remember. Walks in around 2:39 p.m. That's Michael Clark. That's the preacher man. This is where I think the preacher man and Mickey have had words because they look like they both come in kind of upset. And when Mickey sits down, you're going to see him start motioning with his hand, like to the doorway, like he's talking about Michael. This is how I took it anyway. This is just my perception, and we are all speculating so far. Look, he gets up, opens the door, and looks outside. Stands up again, walks out of view. See, there's a doorway right there that walks out into like the hallway, where like his office is, where like if you needed to go into Judge Mullins' office, you would go through that other corridor.
So is he checking both doors to make sure no one's there? So what do you guys think? Do you think he had this planned? Or do you think it was a spur of the moment decision? Do you think maybe he was going to confront him and then just cross that line to where he thought he just, because we don't know what was said. What if he confronted the judge, with something, and the judge pretty much told him, well, I'll have you dealt with? I'm just speculating here. Was there something that was said? Oh, I wish there was sound that could answer so many more questions. But the judge doesn't look worried at all. He's just sitting there drinking coffee, smoking a cigarette. They let him smoke in the courtroom? That is not allowed in here in North Carolina. He's just smoking, just calm as he can be. So, yeah, I wonder. Checking both doors, looking for people. I could look at it either way. Did he have this? Is it premeditated? Did he know he was going to do that? I just can't believe that. I think he knew he was going to maybe confront him over something, but I don't know. Let's just watch.
Let's see. Let me see if I can get me down. He then walked back, opens the door, looks out again. And the judge is kind of sitting there like, what are you doing? What's going on? Man, I wish we had audio.
The arms over the head. I've seen people do that on interviews and stuff. Is that a stress response, a anxiety kind of thing? Because that's an odd thing to do when you're just sitting in a chair, to have your arms over your head like that. And I wonder if that is some kind of a stressful thing. I've watched a lot of those people who analyze video, body movement and stuff. I don't remember them ever saying anything about the arms over the head. They talk about protecting vital parts and things like that, and turtling and those kind of things. But I found this very fascinating, that his posture, which it's an odd way to sit, I think. Oh, goodness gracious. Sorry about that. Hubby's Chihuahua is a real pain in my backside. Lord have mercy, that dog. Let's get back to this.
I so wish we had audio.
Me too.
This is only about 10 minutes long. It's not real long. But you see the look on the judge's face. He's very, where his eyebrows are so big and stuff, he's very expressionate, I guess is the right word. I don't know.
He doesn't look
You can
worried.
tell what's going on in his mind through his eyes. He's just very, he shows his facial expressions tell a lot of what he's thinking, I think. Let's see, we'd pull up some comments while we're watching this too. Sheila, I'm from little island of Ireland. Million, the whole county.
Yeah, but no. I don't want her doxing people from her chat. We'll cut off the volume right there. Until she.
We'll put the comments up on the screen. No, I don't think he's going to walk, Bobby. I don't. I really don't. I just don't see how that could happen when we.
Okay. I wonder, have they zoomed in and looked at that bone?
Yep, that's his aunt right there. That's who he stayed the night with the night before this happened. Bless her heart. You know, and one of the things that I think is really important to point out is that all of these people are people's loved ones. You know, like each one of these men were somebody.
Now, right there, the judge's face to me is starting to look angry. I think he's starting to argue, but as just me looking at it, what do you guys think?
His husband, dad, and not just these two. You know, the ones that we talk about in all of these cases.
But still smoking. I don't think he's worried. He looks angry, though. Looks like he's fussing at him. I'm thinking. Shaking his head.
Pays have families too. I don't see how one is better than the other. Or I'm.
I don't know who he. I wonder if they've been able to see what was on his phone. You can't see from here. But I think the judge is like chewing him out. To me, he looks like he's being very forceful with his hand gestures. And he angrily hands over, I guess he demanded the phone. Did you notice the phone wasn't locked? There wasn't a lock screen on the judge's phone. Isn't that weird? Did the video stop? Kind of looks like it froze, didn't it? I think it's still moving though. Oh, there we go.
She wonders what judge's hand movements were expressing, and hands up is what his hands are getting ready to express.
All right, he uncovered his gun right there. So I don't know whether did he see something on the judge's phone? Is that where it kind of switched and he made the decision? I don't know.
Look at his
Hands
face.
up.
He's like, I don't know. What are you talking about?
Guns out.
I don't think judge even.
Judge kind of looks like he's just in shock. Like, I can't believe this is happening.
Man, I wish we had a lip reader.
Did it freeze again? I think it's freezing. But her chat's still moving. That's weird.
Crap. Sorry, y'all.
Oh, they blurred it. Now I've seen the one that wasn't blurred. I wonder why that one was blurred.
Day.
Oh, extended the okay. This is after. I haven't seen the one after.
Are you kidding me?
What did we miss? I'm gonna go
And
back
there's
a little bit.
left Kevin lay. Ultimately, that's where that leads. So it's out through the smoking room, or I would have done had us one on here. But I don't have those resources yet. If anybody knows, I know. And look, this video I think is going to show him come back in. Let's see if I can take that off. See, he goes out through the smoking room. And see that leads back there to go down to the jail. You can go out that back door where they end up taking him out of. Ultimately, that's where that leads. So he's went out that door and he must have come back around the front hallway. And I think we're going to be able to see now. Yep. See, I thought it was Ben's wife who got in there first, but it wasn't. Look, that guy ain't even ran over there to him or nothing.
Wow.
You're kidding me. They just left Kevin laying in the floor.
Oh my God, you didn't
even go to
check a pulse?
give him aid.
Wow. Wow.
Are you kidding me?
I'm shocked too.
And there still ain't even nobody in there yet.
Or called for help.
And this guy's still walking by him. You're kidding me.
Him again. What is going on?
Holy.
Are you believing this?
You are joking me. He's standing there like this is just another freaking day.
I agree with you. I'm in shock.
It does look like the judge was still moving. And he's still on the damn phone. Are you?
I mean, I understand him calling 911, calling for help, but he is a police officer. Aren't they supposed to go and check to see if the person is alive or dead, or render some kind of aid? Is that what they're supposed to do? I mean, I just cannot believe it. And this is such a close-knit department. I would think he would be like know him personally. Would you not go? I'm kind of in shock. I can't believe he is not going over there to check on him. Wow.
Joking me.
I agree.
You haven't bent down to apply no pressure to his wounds. Haven't done anything. Holy cow, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
my
agree
God.
with you. I'm shocked by
I
that.
am in total shock. And I don't know why, because we have been watching and talking about these idiots down there ever since this happened. I can just about guarantee you that wasn't something that they teach you in any kind of training.
I agree. Wow.
Nobody gave him any kind of aid. Like, they just let him lay there and die. I mean, we don't know where he was pew-pewed at, but I can tell you, I didn't go to the funeral. I drove by. I just didn't want to go, but I drove by, and several of my very close friends went to his funeral, and he was not shot in the head. So all of those 8 wounds would have been in his body somewhere, because they had an open casket. It was not even a closed casket. It was an open casket. I am in total shock. Now you guys see what we're dealing with down here.
Wow.
If that doesn't show somebody something, I don't know what else. We can talk till we're blue in the face. Like, that just infuriated me. What do you all think about?
The guy was either not trained.
That old man stood there
or
like a lump on a
did
log.
not like that judge.
I mean,
didn't care.
And we saw in one of these other videos, we saw the response by everybody, by the police. Like, nobody was ushering people out of the way. You know, it's almost as if they already knew who had done that.
Wow.
Oh, man. I just don't know what to say. I haven't had time to process all of this yet. But it looks like everybody was just as shocked as I was. Miss Lorna, shocking.
Wow.
Lori, wow. B, wow, wow, wow. Hi, Miss Hannah. Crystal, wow. JB,
Okay.
wow.
All right, we're going to skip on. Yeah, I am kind of shocked. We're going to skip forward to, let's see. Let me find. I think her video was freezing because it's playing, but she's froze. See that her subscribe thing's still going.
All right. I don't know why these freezing spells are happening,
Oh.
y'all. I'm sorry. But they just last a short time and then they're over. Okay, we're going to look at this other one that we got here. This is one of the old videos, and we're just going to listen to what his lawyer says in this interview.
Well, I think one of the big focal points for this particular case, and we've said this before, is the deposition. The deposition that that Mickey was giving in that particular case was scheduled for Monday, and this happened on a Thursday. So just a few days prior was this deposition, and I think in the week prior to and the week of the deposition, lots of people noticed that Mickey had become more increasingly paranoid, that he became sleepless, had gone nights without sleep, and there was an overwhelming amount of pressure on him, some internal, but we believe there were external pressures as well, because there were a lot of things that happened within these chambers that during a deposition could be potentially fair game for questions. And not only at that deposition, but if the civil case continued, then in further discovery in that case. And I think there was a lot of interest by those people who populated the judges' chambers, for whatever reason, about what Mickey might say in those depositions.
And it's interesting, he's talking about before, like a week before the deposition, and then after the deposition, this paranoia. Ned, I also want to put up one more piece from that deposition, because I think it's very pertinent to what Jeremy Bartley was just saying. And this is where Sheriff Stein says, slow down a little bit. And then your partner says, was there ever a time when you told Ben Fields that he wasn't allowed to use Sheriff's Department equipment or vehicle? The answer, I don't recall. I am having an episode, sorry. Was there any sort of a episodic breakdown during this deposition?
That transcript's accurate, and it was really consistent with his demeanor. And I don't know exactly how to describe it. The best way I could describe it, Vinny, when shortly after Sines was arrested, he had this, for lack of a better word, bizarre arraignment before a district court judge. And the judge
they did not take him for a
several
medical
straight-ahead
evaluation when he was arrested.
and there were long
They
pauses.
should.
And it was a strange
Just
situation.
based on the
Now, here's a
lack
sheriff
of
who's used
sleep.
to being in the courtroom. There's the video there, and the judge was asking him straight-ahead questions, and a couple times there was like no response. So what was going on in his head, I guess it's open to wild speculation.
But what's interesting, Ned, is what's happening after all of this is the same thing from your perspective that is happening before. So whatever he was experiencing or whatever is going on with Sheriff Stein seemed to a certain extent continue as it manifested itself in his appearance and the way he was reacting and I guess communicating with people, whether it's a deposition or an arraignment.
You know, the deposition, there were not many gotcha explosive questions. My co-counsel was very reserved, asking very professional questions, trying to get information. And for suddenly him to announce he's having a panic attack, I don't know if befuddling is the right word. It was certainly strange. I've been involved in lots of depositions in civil rights cases with public officials. That's the first time we had to stop the deposition because the public official announced he was basically having a panic attack.
Wow.
Something going on that I guess mental health professionals may help us try to explain one day. I just thought it was unusual, bizarre, and it certainly was a most atypical deposition, but he didn't really say much of substance.
Any other video that you actually saw?
No. To say that Sheriff Steins is involved, I don't know.
Who said that?
Chad, he said he had videos with Mickey. Mickey used to do the same thing when he was over house arrest.
So this is one of the victims
Now, that's
of this
Serena.
extortion scandal, but talking about videos that may or may not exist involving the judge and Mickey Steins engaging in this conduct. She said she saw the judge doing it. She heard about Mickey Steins' involvement in all this. So now I want to focus in on the time just before the shooting. So they had lunch and before the shooting, but after lunch, take a listen to what Mickey Steins' attorney told me about what his client, the sheriff, was doing.
On the delivery, there was an incident where our client was asked to deliver to another place that was not the normal place where he did the deliveries for this particular individual, and the witness will.
Now, this is where Bartley is talking about right before Mickey comes back to the courthouse. He goes on this food delivery. It's a food box delivery, and he goes with the preacher. And they're gone after lunch. And then they come back from this delivery that they do almost every day. It was a very regular thing that Mickey and the preacher did. And so this is the time where I think that somehow, I don't know what they talked about, I don't know what they argued about, but what I take from the video showing them come back is that Mickey and the preacher were having some sort of an argument. And I feel like the judge got pulled in that. Now, what they were discussing, I have no idea, but that's what I think.
Our client was asked to deliver to another place that was not the normal place where he did the deliveries for this particular individual. And the witness will testify that at this point he was very concerned that there was an attempt to isolate him and to cause him harm.
Wow.
And here is the
I thought
sheriff.
maybe
This
a
is after
setup.
lunch, going on that ride, delivering meals. But as Jeremy Bartley said there, he felt like he was going somewhere where he normally didn't go and was being isolated and again, sensing some level of fear. Elizabeth Jones, he's not alone on that trip, right? He's with someone.
That was when I was on the show.
Preacher.
I'm going to go back here, though, and we're going to watch the rest of this.
In the heart of Whitesburg, Kentucky, a tragic event unfolded on September 19, 2024 that would forever scar this tight-knit community. District Judge Kevin Mullins, a respected figure known for his commitment to justice, was in his chambers when Letcher County Sheriff Sean Mickey Steins entered. The two men engaged in an argument behind closed doors. Moments later, gunshots echoed through the courthouse. Surveillance video revealed the horrifying scene, but there was no audio. The motive behind this shocking act remains shrouded in mystery. But many wonder if it was connected to the extortion scandal that rocked the same judge's chambers, where the judge's bailiff, Ben Fields, was convicted of extorting female inmates for sex.
Now, they screwed that up on court TV. It was not circuit court.
Okay. What was it? She's froze again. I think she's froze. Come back. You're froze. Did we lose sound?
Sorry. I don't know if they meant to do that or not, the circuit court, because this happened in district court. And this courtroom that they've got on the screen right here, that is not the district courtroom. That is Jimmy Kraft's courtroom upstairs. It is not Kevin Mullins' courtroom. So, all right, let me get this. We're going to look at another one here. Terry says, like to see all the phone info they have recovered, all the messages for years they use and employ. I think people don't know how long it took to get EMTs in there to him.
Let's go back.
That's where his office is.
Okay.
Okay. The video that we saw in the last one, it shows Ben's wife running down that hallway at the front of the video of the judge's chambers, where we see Mickey go to that door. And I said that's where his office is. So like if you were wanting to go talk to the judge, you go to that door, that office. That's where you see Ben's wife running down the hallway. And then she looks like she's looking to the right, which is where the judge's chambers would have been. And it kind of looks like she is in shock, you know, like she just stops and stares for a minute, and then she goes into the chambers. So I thought that meant she was probably the first one to get to him. I was wrong.
No.
We just saw it. We never did see her run in there. And we saw how long of a period of time. And the video shuts off before. We still don't know how long it took to get EMTs in there to him.
Because you don't know.
We see them all in the very back of the courthouse when they take Mickey out. There's a whole line of them. And it looks to me like they're just trying to be nosy. And that's Neon's fire and EMT bunch that was back there, because I saw the girl. I don't know. I just think it's awful. I don't know. What would you guys have done if it had been you?
I mean, aren't police officers supposed to do like CPR or whatever until EMTs arrive if they're on a scene like that?
Be frank. Did the cop that entered even have his thing drawn? It's an active pew pew person. It looked to me like he did have it when he first went in, and then went on through the hallway to the smoking room on the other side. And then it looks like he comes out, and you see, I saw him putting it back in the holster.
Okay.
So he didn't have it out when he came back in the judge's chambers on his phone. And I understand calling 911, but I just can't believe they left him lay there like that. Like if I had been the first one in there, I would have at least checked on him, put pressure on the wounds. I mean, that's like the first thing that pops into my head is put pressure on it. Put pressure on it. I mean, my gosh. It's like dude didn't want to get his hands dirty or something.
Or at least go
Hit
over
that
and
like
check.
button for him.
Is he alive? Is he unconscious? Is he breathing? Something. Wow. My goodness. Okay, she's frozen.
I did know that they had been burnt down before. And
Let's see.
that ought to tell you how long that newspaper has been connected to the courthouse. It's just right down the street from it. So, I mean, it's a block away.
Okay, so we're going to stop that there. Wow. Okay, that was shocking to me. It was. Okay. Oh, I'll have to put that back in next time. So what do you guys think? I want to look at some of the more. They had some video of him after he was arrested. And he was really fearful. I think they thought that maybe they're so corrupt. I don't know. I think he thought they were going to kill him. They were just going to get him out of the way. Just going to do away with him. Because he seemed very fearful of why are you taking me down this hallway? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? So, yeah, I think he was fearful. So, yeah. What do you guys think? I mean, wow. That was shocking to me. I think he, and I don't know, did that guy, I mean, in that kind of training, are you going to just freeze like that? Or did he dislike the judge so much that he didn't want to get him immediate aid? Or he just kind of panicked and didn't know what to do? It's very odd. That's not what I would expect. I would expect him to at least go over and check vitals. Because as soon as you call 911, that's what they're gonna say. They're gonna ask you that. But okay. Well, I know this is short. I just wanted to pop on here for a little while and look at that extended footage and together, because I hadn't watched it yet. I wanted us to kind of react to it together. But I'm gonna jump off of here, and I will see you guys later. I'm gonna see if I can find my outro thingy, play that, and jump off of here. Bye, guys.